Welcome everyone. This is Amy Engelmark. I'm super excited to be on here live with you. It's Wednesday, June the 20th, and you are on the Breakthrough to Your Fun and Fabulous Life webinar training. It's a weekly training that I host every Wednesday at 11 a.m. and it's recorded for those of you who can't watch it live. So hello to all of you who are watching live. Welcome, and hello to those of you who are watching the replay. I want to invite you to let me know who you are when you hop on the call, when you hop on into this class. So in the chat bar to your right, you'll see a little spot where you can type, and you can let me know your name and where you're from. That would be wonderful. It's great to see who's hopping on. I'm just going to have a sip of water while those of you who are on live share your name and where you're from. It's a gorgeous morning here in BC on Vancouver Island. I'm even thinking of going swimming this afternoon. I'm a total ocean girl. It's never usually too cold for me. So you are in the right place if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a business leader, CEO, a community leader, someone who knows they want to take their personal growth to the next level. You know you are feeling stressed out, maybe feeling a bit worn out, really worn out, maybe burnt out or close to burning out. And you know you want tools to deal with your stress better in a more healthy way. You are in the right place because I cover all of that and I show you how. If you're somebody who is juggling multiple roles and has no clue how to fit in time for yourself or time to be healthy, exercise, eat healthy, you're also in the right place because we talk a lot about boundary setting and how to create that ideal lifestyle for yourself without losing out on productivity or losing out on business success. It actually increases when your boundaries are strong and you're taking care of yourself better. Your wealth will increase, your productivity will increase, and your happiness will increase, your stress levels will go down. So you are in the right place. This week we're talking about health. We're talking about, the name of this webinar today is 5 easy steps to stay healthy, even while your business success keeps on increasing. So for those of you who are just joining us, I just mentioned to the others a little while ago, please let me know right up here in the chat bar what your name is and where you're from. All right, I'm going to start first by inviting you to stay with me for the entire training, because not only is there some awesome gold nuggets today, but you are also going to receive, one of you will receive a free copy of the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways. It's a book that I don't have my copy with me. I actually lent it to a client. But it's a book that's really helped myself and many of my clients break through the fear barrier so that you can start taking action and get into momentum in those areas of your life where you might feel stuck right now. For those of you who are watching the replay, I'm going to post a link to my 2 chapters of my upcoming ebook. It's called From Burnt Out to Bliss. And it's a 30-day challenge for high achievers so you can have more free time and more fun. So they're really beneficial steps for you to take so that you can create that lifestyle that you really want to be living. So I am going to tell you my story first and then get into the training portion of the call. When I was younger, most of my time was focused on living a healthy life, being outside, spending time in nature, riding my bike, swimming. And I didn't really have to schedule it in. It just was part of my life. It was part of my routine. It's how I felt re-energized, how I got re-energized, and how I had fun. So I didn't have really any life balance issues. No challenges in that area. Then came along 2 boys and a business, and I still have to look after my own health, and it started to become a struggle of how I could make time for that. And I started noticing that whenever I didn't prioritize my fitness or eating well, that really it would fall off the back burner, because if you don't have a secondary plan, then you're really, you're lost. And I started feeling lost sometimes, like I put on a few pounds and I didn't like my clothes fitting tighter. I got more foggy brained, when it's really hard to make decisions and you're tired, you're chronically tired every afternoon. That was me. And it wasn't helpful in business. It wasn't helpful as a parent and as a person to not be able to make decisions with clarity, and to not be able to feel rested when I woke up, even, just starting my day and I didn't even feel rested. Not feeling good about my health. It didn't feel good. You add it all up and it makes some people, at least made me feel from time to time a bit depressed. And I decided that was enough of that. And I applied what I was teaching my clients, really. And I started taking it all to heart, that I better be walking the talk, which I do, if I was to talk it, right? So I started implementing what I'm going to share with you today, so that I started feeling like I was a whole new woman, a whole new person, and that I'd got my identity back again when I started prioritizing myself, my emotional, spiritual, and physical needs, instead of just focusing on helping everybody else until my bucket ran dry and I had no energy left for myself, let alone, feeling like I was worth it to treat myself sometimes and just take time to rest. So I'm really happy that things have turned around, and I'm really happy that you're here and watching this so that you can turn things around for your life as well, because you always have a second chance. So let's get in. I'm going to share my slides with you today. And we'll start the training portion of the call. So now is the time for you to get out your pen and paper. And if you're watching these webinars every week, I would really suggest getting a notebook that's specifically for these webinars, because they're pretty much like the most high-end training you can get in regards to stress management, in regards to building a business that you love without getting to the point where you feel burnt out. So grab your pen, grab your paper, and you get ready to write down some gold nuggets. Here we go. Okay, so the name of this webinar that you're watching is called Breakthrough to Your Fun, Fabulous Life. And it's to help you create tools, so that you have tools in your tool belt to really chisel away at this year, 2016, and make it your most fabulous year that you have ever tasted and savored. So that is my desire for you, is that you make this year the best one yet. On the webinar today and every week, you're going to discover a few really important things. You're going to see how to implement some proven stress management strategies to help you really regain control of your thoughts, because when you have your thoughts under control, you're going to notice that how you feel really improves. You'll also discover how you can develop new habits so that you become more productive and you increase the impact you're making through your work, through your family, and you'll increase the success of your business or company. So how do you really make yourself and your health a priority, even when you're super busy? I'm going to show you how to do that as well. And why is mastering your mindset so key to more time freedom and greater prosperity? Well, you're going to find that out. You'll also find out the steps you need to take so that you can feel a boost in your energy levels and your ability to focus. Here's myself with a group of women that I was coaching live. I offer live workshops, and we cover topics that are similar to what I cover on these webinars. Like I said, stick around because there's free goodies at the end that I don't want you to miss out on. That book will arrive right on someone's doorstep. Feel the fear and do it anyways. My promise for you today is that as a really busy professional, you can have it all. I used to think I couldn't have my cake and eat it too, but you can. You can have a fulfilling career. You can have a great family and social life. You can have awesome health, the freedom to travel, the time to have fun, and you can have all of this. And I'm going to show you how to build the foundation so that you can have a very successful life in all areas. On today's training, we're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to come away with a fabulous system for how to have it all, minus the stress that you might think it takes to create that lifestyle. I'll show you the habits that you need to develop to be highly successful and productive and have more fun and freedom in your already wonderful life. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm the author of the upcoming book I was telling you about, From Burnt Out to Bliss. It's a 30-day challenge for high achievers. I'm also a trainer, a public speaker, and a life and business coach, and I work with entrepreneurs predominantly, people in corporate, healthcare professionals like doctors, service professionals like realtors and marketing experts and financial planners. And I help my clients increase their free time and productivity and their health. And I also help them decrease their stress levels so they're feeling a whole lot happier and rested. I host workshops and group coaching programs with members from all over North America. And I personally use these systems that I'm about to show you in my own life. So they're proven in my life and my clients. This is me in several different workshops that I have spoken at. Some in banks, some for entrepreneurs, some for caregivers, some for healthcare workers. You know, what I have to speak on regarding self-care and stress management and increasing free time, improving health even while you're highly successful. This applies to any profession. A little bit more about me personally. I love biking. I love swimming. I love anything in nature. This is me and my two boys. Simon's on the left, he's 8, and Gavin's on the right, he's 10. And Gavin's only 10 for a couple more weeks. Here's Gavin on a hike that we went on a little while ago. And here is our family all together. My husband's in the middle there on the left. His name's Beach. And we just love to go to the west coast of Vancouver Island. It's one of our favorite places. So today's training is called 5 Ways to Stay Healthy While Your Business Success Increases. This is so important, staying healthy, because otherwise things are really going to get out of alignment. And even while you're highly successful in your business, your health will quite likely hit rock bottom, and you don't want to go there. So let's learn, what are these 5 ways to stay healthy while your business success increases? The first step is to make exercise a priority. You know, if you want to feel grounded when times are really stressful, when you have extra work on your plate, you've got a lot of deadlines to meet, you might think that you don't have time for exercise or you don't have time to stay healthy, but I'm going to help you kick that belief in the butt right away, because if you believe you don't have time, you really will think that's the truth, and you'll make all your decisions from there, and you don't want to do that. So you need to believe that somehow I can find time for exercise, and I do find time for exercise. That will help you open up the possibilities in your mind so that you can make decisions from a place of I can and I do instead of I don't. or I don't have time, instead of limiting yourself. So what happens when you don't make exercise a priority? Well, they're pretty obvious, right? We can gain weight. We can get a really foggy brain. It's much more difficult to make decisions when you don't have great blood flow. The endorphins that you get to enjoy from exercise make people feel really happy and rested mentally, because for a lot of us, exercise is a stress relief. And for those of you who are listening, you're busy. You're attracted to hopping onto this training because you're already quite successful and your success is growing. And what you need is balance, right? So this component of exercise needs to be a priority. It's going to really help you feel grounded. So what are you going to do? What do you love to do just to move? For some of you, no kind of exercise is a turn on. Nothing about exercise excites you. And it's going to be even more challenging for those of you who fit into this category. But it doesn't have to be hard. You can make it simple. How do you want to move? Do you want to go to the beach and walk around from one side to the other? If so, if you're one of those people, you might need to sign up for a class. It might need to be something like yoga that's more gentle on your bones and you don't have to think a lot about it. Maybe it's a boot camp. Maybe it's, a martial art like capoeira. I don't know what you like to do, but it has to be something fun in order for you to make it happen. It's got to be something that you enjoy at least a little bit. Otherwise, you're going to have no motivation at all. We'll talk a little bit more about increasing motivation in the later steps that I share today. So I'm going to share with you a testimonial first. It's a doctor it's from a doctor I coached here on Vancouver Island, and she really came to me in a negative space. She was really tired of how she felt about herself. She was really tired of where her health was, and she really needed to create some healthy habits. She really didn't know how to fit it in. She didn't know how to make the changes, and she just knew that she wanted to change mentally and physically, and she didn't know how to start. So we worked on developing new beliefs for her to implement, and we really transformed her mindset around health. And we transformed what type of thoughts she was thinking about herself into ones that were much more loving and accepting and reaffirming of her value. And that really changed her thinking patterns so that she was feeling more peaceful and happy, and that really trickled down into her family life and her marriage. And let me just take that off. My phone was ringing. Yeah, so she started learning how to recognize when she was feeling stressed so that she could do something about it instead of just reacting. She learned how to respond in a healthy way. And she also implemented some strategies that I shared with her so she could get more sleep. And then naturally her energy levels started increasing. And she just started noticing great changes in her health. She started doing yoga several times a week before work, whereas before she wasn't getting up early. And she just found time to fit it in and found that it was such a big payoff for her. So just like that client, you're going to need to set a routine for yourself. You're going to need to put these periods of exercise into your calendar, or they're not going to happen, because in our minds try and tell us that everything else is more important than us. Work is more important. Oh, everything, all of these tasks that need to be complete today, they're more important than exercise. Oh, your children's needs for food and attention, they're more important than you are. Okay, well, all of those things, they are priorities and they are important. But unless you take care of yourself and your health needs are met, for exercise, eating well, all those good things, you are not going to feel your best. You will not be able to be as productive at work. You will not build your business the way you want to build it because you won't be the example you want to be for your clients, your patients, your children, your partner, you know? So you need a structure so that you stick with your goals and you can start implementing them and you know when they're going to happen every single week. And I've written here, set a routine and sneak it in. Well, I mean, when you don't stick to your plan, because, you know, plans are great and they're really important, but sometimes we can't follow them. So if you've got a friend visiting or you have to go away for business out of town and you can't stick to it, then you need to have a backup plan. So how are you going to sneak in exercise while you're away or while family are visiting? You could, you know, fit in 25 or 50 push-ups depending on where you're at in your physical health. You could hold a plank for a minute that day. You could do calf raises while you're waiting for the subway. I don't know. But there are very creative ways to sneak it in where you're going to feel better about yourself for at least doing something when you had to skip an exercise, right? If you are joining us, please let us know in the chat room, the chat bar to your right. There's a little area to type your name and where you're from. If you could let us know, that would be wonderful. Okay, we're going to keep moving forward. So you need two plans. You need your first plan, and then if that falls through, you need to have a backup plan so you're not freaking out and panicking because you've missed it again, and then you can start getting really negative towards yourself because you failed. Well, then have a backup plan. You know, if I'll give you an example this morning. I didn't even create a primary plan for myself to fit in exercise today. So I woke up really early and I at least got a walk in. I got a half an hour walk in. So that was my secondary plan. At least I got to do a little bit of moving before work started. So what's your secondary plan if your first one falls through the cracks? The next step to staying healthy while your business success increases is to really prepare ahead of time. This is so key. If you don't prepare ahead of time, you're going to eat food that you wish you hadn't eaten, and maybe you'll eat it a couple days in a row. You're going to feel like you don't have enough time when you wake up or when you get home from work to get your gear together to go to the gym or get your bike and helmet and everything that's needed to go for a bike ride. So if you plan ahead in your calendar, get everything ready, like clothing, meals, you're going to feel like, okay, I got this. This is manageable. And you're going to save yourself a lot of time. Really successful people, they plan ahead. Just got to get some water here. All right. Here's another testimonial from a client of mine in Vancouver. She came to me really feeling like she had no time for her personal goals. She didn't know how to fit in time for family, and family is really important to her. She didn't know how to manage her finances in a way that would make her even more profitable. And she was feeling pretty stressed out at work as far as, you know, how to communicate with coworkers and relate to them in a really healthy way. What she found as she started applying the system that I shared with her was that her time management really radically improved. She got a better handle on her finances, and more importantly, you can see here that her dreams and her spiritual goals really started flourishing because she found out how to manage her time like a pro. And when you learn how to do that, the world's your oyster. You can start experiencing so many things that you didn't feel you had time for before. So I'm super happy for her results. The next step, the third step to stay really healthy while you're super duper busy, is to reevaluate your priorities and commitments. So it's so important for you to take a step back from your business, even to have half a day a week or a full day a week where you're just objectively looking at your business. You're taking a step back. Instead of working in your business, you're working on your business. And you're looking at your personal life too. So what about your priorities or commitments might need to change? Usually it's more typical for people to give, and not realize that they're committing to activities that they don't really want to commit to. They're saying yes due to guilt or fear that they'll be looked at as selfish or rude if they say no, which isn't the truth at all. So you need to really evaluate, how much energy do I have in my energy bank right now? And how much am I willing to give away? Because you know yourself best. You know how much time you need to rest during a work week. And if you don't, how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You know how it makes you feel. So you need to know what activities or what people zap you of energy, because that is going to leave you feeling quite unhealthy. And you need to understand, again, that when you say no to some commitments, you're actually saying yes more to yourself. You're actually valuing yourself more because you're reserving some energy for yourself and for the people who are dearest to you, instead of coming home and feeling completely zapped and having nothing left to enjoy for yourself. When you look at your priorities, when you look at what you're committing to spending your time on, you want to make sure that you honor your own needs, and in your calendar actually block out time where nothing is allowed to take place except for activities that make you feel re-energized and restful. So that might be exercise. That might be spending time with friends. That might be doing absolutely nothing, watching TV or not. That might be reading. It could be spending time with God in prayer or meditating. Whatever restful or re-energizing activities look like for you, you need to prioritize them just as much as you prioritize work, because the lines between work and personal time can become very blurry if you love what you do. So I hope you love what you do, and you need to know that it's okay for those boundary lines to get blurry, but you can't forget your need to re-energize. You don't want to burn out, and if you don't rest, you're going to soon find yourself worn out and becoming a bit bitter sometimes. It's very often that I hear people start to blame others or resent others because they've actually said yes to commitments, and then they start blaming the person who asked them, even though they said yes. So be careful how quickly you react and say yes, and start responding more from your heart and how you want to spend your time. Here's another testimonial of a business owner. She owns a clothing store, and she started getting coaching with me because she was really feeling like her life was out of balance. She didn't know how to make time for herself, time to exercise, and so she knew she needed help, and she reached out, which is great, because those people that I work with who take action quickly, they're the ones who get results. So I'm so happy for her, because what she found when she was implementing the strategies that I gave her was that her respect for her children and her husband really increased. Her mindset really shifted from one of, it's just sometimes we can think that our businesses become a little bit more important than our families even. We can get that out of line, and I can't remember if she was feeling that out of alignment or not, but I know that she had a mindset shift, and she really started valuing her family more and seeing how they contributed to her life more, and was so much more thankful, not only for her family, but also for how she was able to manage her time. That really improved. So she also noticed that with the coaching skills I have, it helped her figure out her own answers. Instead of me telling her what to do, I am able to help people find their own best answer, because not every suggestion that I'm going to give my clients will work for everyone. So it's important that as I work with people, I tailor what I offer them to meet their unique needs. So she became an excellent problem solver, which is quite a tool to have in your tool belt. Here's the fourth step in staying healthy while you're uber busy. It's to make time for people. So whether that is your husband, wife, boyfriend, partner, kids, extended family, good friends, it's so important that you set an actual date, to go out with your partner or to have fun with your kids, because and your friends, because when you do this, it's exciting. You get to look forward to time with them, right? It's not just like you need to be healthy physically. Your emotional health is really important to filling that energy bank. And when you set time with your friends and family, your heart is going to well up with joy and happiness and thankfulness. You won't feel like you're missing out anymore because your business is so successful and you're happy about that part of your life. But your social life is lacking and has been for some time, maybe. Some of you, I'm thinking, maybe your social life is really non-existent right now. So if that's you, I just want to encourage you that you can change your life around and you can make time for people that matter to you. And it is important that you do. And you don't need to be afraid that the worst case scenario will happen in your business, because from what I've found from my experience, when people create more balanced lifestyles, it just has a positive impact on your work, because you have your best self showing up at work. Your best self that feels happy and appreciative and grateful and re-energized. So you have more to give. You have more quality work that comes out of your life when you're making time for other people. And this is the last point, sleep. It's the last thing that you want to skip when you are creating a healthier lifestyle for yourself. Some of you might think, well, I think I do pretty good on very little sleep. I was talking with a woman recently, and she was saying, it's been several weeks where I've been burning the candle at both ends, and I know at some point I'm going to hit the wall. I don't know when that's going to be, but I don't want to get there. So how can you help me? And we talked about different strategies so that she could prioritize her sleep more, because she literally was getting bags underneath her eyes. And what else happens, right, when you skip sleep? I know for myself, about 8 hours is my minimum that I need. If I get less, I'm kind of tired and I don't have the same oomph and mojo to get up and get going in the day. And I like to exercise in the morning first thing. So you need energy to do that. And that's where sleep comes in. When you don't sleep properly and that becomes a habit, other things that happen are your willpower to eat well, it disappears. I know for myself, I definitely go for more sugar when I'm tired. I go for more caffeine that has more sugar in it. And it's just these stimulants that you can't rely on for too long. Otherwise, you're going to screw up the natural balance of your body, and your body needs sleep, not stimulants, to make sure you're feeling balanced and healthy. So you want to have willpower. You want to have energy. and energy right throughout your day, until evening time. If you don't, you're going to have that vicious cycle where you eat poorly, then you feel like crap, so you eat poorly again, and you feel like crap again. So this is what you do not want to skip. Sleep. And my one tip for you when you're going to bed is to be purposeful about what thoughts you're focusing on before you close your eyes. So there's a practice I have sometimes where I'll lay down in bed and I'll just, in my mind, reiterate to God, because I believe in God, what I'm thankful for. What went well today? I will purposefully think about what went well today, what I'm thankful for, and I'll let myself dream sometimes about my big dreams and feel really good about what's to come in life. The opposite of that would be working right until you go to bed, staring at a screen right until you go to bed, stressing about how you're going to pull together a job by the deadline, stressing about how others might be viewing you, feeling anxious about your workload. So you really need to remember that you have control over your thoughts, and what you dwell on matters and impacts the way that you feel. So my question for you is, how long are you going to wait for the perfect timing to create a more healthy lifestyle? Because the longer you wait, the more it's going to impact your health in a negative way. My invitation for you is to get more support, to get more accountability and mentorship so that you can start feeling healthier faster, fast track your progress. You need to ask yourself what it's costing you by not taking action. I don't know if you have any family history of negative health, but there's some things in my own personal genealogy that I don't want a part of my life. So I purposefully take care of myself because I'm thinking about the long-term future for myself, my family, and my business. And if you don't think that way, it's going to cost you, because you're just going to ignore the negative health you see creeping up in your life. And that comes with a price. It could be heart attack. It could be diabetes. It could be irritability and blaming and speaking indirectly with undertones of guilt, all because you may choose to put your health goals off still for longer. So I encourage you to not make that choice today. I encourage you to take action on the desires of your heart. So what price are you paying? What price is your family paying? It's kind of a funny picture of a monkey that I got here because they've obviously been together for a long time. And we want to be able to give the best to our families. So don't kid yourself. Your family pays a price when you don't take care of your health. How much energy do you have to play with your kids right now? In a couple years, what's your energy levels going to look like if you don't do anything? How much energy do you have, for your romantic relationship? How's your libido doing? Because, personally, I want to have a great time all my life, and you need to consider how your poor health will affect your family. So the great thing is that you have a choice, and you've always had a choice, and you have a choice today. In the next 30 days, what would it mean for you to have more time, less stress, and incredible health? Because you can change your life around. How would you like to create amazing life balance in the next 30, 60, 90 days, maybe 6 months, 1 year? Anything is possible. You know, not everything is possible, but you can do anything. So what are your goals? Do you want to conquer your stress? Do you want to kickstart your health? Do you want to increase your productivity so your finances can increase? What are your goals? Break through to your fun and fabulous life, because you can. You just need to decide that you're going to start. I want to share with you what coaching looks like with me. It's exclusive, laser-focused time that I work with my clients weekly. We have one-to-one mentorship, and I offer support and accountability to you in all of the areas that you need it. So it's to help you get really crystal clear on your action plan and what might be holding you back. We focus on increasing your productivity and your income, and big time, increasing your free time. I help my clients delegate and outsource so they can become the master of their business instead of the slave to their business or company. I help them decrease their stress and make time so that they can have incredible health. Another few things that I help my clients work on is creating boundaries so that they can say no to things that zap them of energy and yes to things that make them feel fulfilled, accomplished, and energized. So in that whole package, you're really going to notice an increase in your productivity and prosperity so that you can make a bigger impact with your business and in your personal life. It's very exciting. So my invitation for you today is to apply for a breakthrough strategy coaching session with me. It's an hour of my time that's yours for free, but I only have 5 availabilities in my coaching calendar. 5 availabilities. And so why I'm not offering more is because I'm a mom. You guys know I'm a mom. And I also am a very busy businesswoman. So my coaching calendar is full with private clients, and I don't have more room than that. I also have speaking engagements that fill my calendar, and I need to prepare for those. So for those of you who are serious and committed, this is a free call, and it's my desire to help you, but you need to take action quickly because they do go fast. What we're going to do in this hour is to really get clear on what your action plan needs to be so you can have more time off, so you can increase your productivity and income, so you can have more fun and put your feet up more and rest and decrease your stress all at the same time. So I'll personally take the time to walk with you and help you get crystal clear on what might be holding you back and how you can start getting the results that you want to see. So I encourage you to apply today at amyengelmark.com/breakthrough. And even if you find that, you know, Amy, I really enjoyed the time with you, this hour with you after we have the time together and we work together, but it's not for me, great. That's fine. For those of you who you do feel like it's a good fit with me and I want to work with you as well, then I'll extend an invitation for you to apply to work with me. It's going to be the best hour that you spend on your business and your personal life this year, in my opinion, and it's free. So I'm going to put in the link here, the where to go, amyengelmark.com/breakthrough, so that those of you who are on live can see where to apply. And if you have any questions before we end the webinar training today, any questions on health, your physical health, or maybe emotional health, financial health, spiritual health, anything that you'd like answers to before we end the training today, I'm really happy to support you and give you my perspective and my support, my mentorship. So anything that you'd like questions to, I'll just wait a little bit while I have a sip of my drink and you can post them in the chat room. Okay, I am going to, sometimes there's a little bit of a lag here, so some of you are probably just hearing my invitation to post questions, and feel free to post them. I'm just going to say a few more things before we stop the training today. And stop my screen share. There we go. Now you can see me. For the book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways, I'm going to ask you a question. Do you remember how old I said my oldest son is right now? Excuse me, before his birthday comes around in a couple weeks. That's Gavin. Do you remember how old I said Gavin is? So for the first person who answers this correctly, I'll send you I'll send you that book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyways, right to your doorstep. So fun to get things in the mail now. So I'll wait for those of you who would like to take a shot at getting that answer correctly and put it in the chat room. And I hope you've all had a fabulous time with me. I know I've really enjoyed it. I always enjoy it every single week. So please do share this webinar link with anyone who would be interested in getting access to the training, and anyone who would be it would be really beneficial for. So say another entrepreneur, some leader that you know in the community that would really benefit from some stress management strategies, or maybe time management strategies. Maybe they want to have more success and productivity, and they don't want to, they want to have a balance between good health and social life as well as business success. I totally invite you to share the link. It's amyengelmark.com/webinar training. So it's pretty easy to remember. All right, looks like all of you who are on live are silent and don't want to take a stab at the question. My oldest son's age, Gavin's age. So I'm going to hop off, and I wish you all lots of love, and I will see you next week on the live training. Looking forward to seeing you, and have a fabulous Wednesday. Bye.